Only on 5 tonight, every Tuesday and Thursday, we're continuing to take a look at the world of weed here in Southern Oregon.
In part 3 of our exclusive report, NBC5's Natalie Weber takes us behind the curtain into the only marijuana testing lab in the region.
In a report filed by Portland NBC affiliate KGW last month, a marijuana testing lab in Portland found that Oregon pot tested safer than the food we eat. Here in Southern Oregon, there's only one lab to test all the cannabis in the region.
Cannabis is kind of like the redheaded stepchild. Though it's more benign than something like alcohol, the legislators want to uber regulate it.
Alex Rogers is the CEO of Ashland Alternative Health, and he's had a medical marijuana card for nearly a decade. Needless to say, he's up on all the latest marijuana laws, including testing.
Everybody wants to know what they're putting in their body, you know? We might not know it with our food, but let's know it with the cannabis.
That's exactly what Jason Wilson oversees as the Chief Quality Officer and Technologist at Kenneveer Research. Located on East Vilas Road in Central Point, it's the only marijuana testing facility south of Eugene. They first opened in 2014.
When we first opened, we were dealing primarily with patients growing their own cannabis, wanting to know what's in it and is it safe to consume, that sort of thing. And we did a lot of work directly with dispensaries.
But since recreational marijuana became legal 2 years ago, their client base has grown and shifted.
We're primarily doing mostly our work with cultivators directly, and as well as a lot of processors and infused product manufacturers.
So let's say I'm bringing you a product. What's going to happen when I walk in the door?
So first you would schedule an appointment with us. If you were a medical marijuana client, then you could actually bring your batch into the lab and we could sample it here. If instead you're an OLCC client, then we would actually want to do a field visit and come to your site and do random sampling there at the cultivation site or the storage facility.
From there, the testing level is the same, but the process is extensive.
Raw, dried, and cured cannabis plants have to be tested for potency, pesticides, as dictated by a list given out by the state, as well as moisture content, and then something called water activity, which is like an indicator of spoilage while it's in storage.
But processors and infused product manufacturers often undergo even more rigorous testing.
They also require residual solvent testing if their manufacturing processes require the use of solvents that are on the restricted list as dictated by the Oregon Health Authority.
But it doesn't stop there. They also do yeast, mold, and bacterial testing. And in the event of a test failure, they are required by law to notify the state, a mandate that went into effect on October 1st.
That's been a big adjustment for both the labs and our clients.
All these regulations still a new concept to the pot testing industry and something that will continue to evolve as the state works to manage legal marijuana.
There are only 18 labs that are accredited to test cannabis in Oregon. If you would like more information on the testing process and the current regulations, we posted a link on our website, KOBI5.com. In studio, Natalie Weber, NBC5 News.